So today I'm going to be talking about Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, the legendary soul food restaurant in LA, and Hurb Hudson, the founder of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, a Harlem native. And we're also going to take a dive into where chicken and waffles came from and the whole culture and history behind it. So check this video out. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, known for its LA Hollywood location, but has several locations like Pasadena, Anaheim, Long Beach, and several more in the LA area. Now, this is a high profile restaurant. A lot of celebrities love this place. This place has been featured in a ton of movies. So most people know what you're talking about when you bring up Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. But what you don't know is the founder, Hurb Hudson, and his story. Now, he's originally from Harlem. Now, what would make somebody from Harlem move to LA to open their restaurant? It's simple. Hurb Hudson was a Harlem native, and in 1975, he decided to move to Los Angeles and start his business, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Now, the reasoning behind that is the obvious Hollywood. Now, Hurb Hudson had a lot of friends in Motown, so when he opened up Roscoe's, he had some of his buddies let the celebrities know, such as Stevie Wonder, Red Fox, and many other celebrities, just to name a few, to kind of get the word out so this can become a high profile spot. So a lot of celebrities started going, and the food obviously had to back up what they were speaking on. And if you've been to Roscoe's, you know the food backed it up. So that's kind of the story behind moving to Los Angeles and starting a business versus starting it in Harlem where it originates. Now let's take a dive into Harlem and go outside of LA for a minute and take it back to Harlem. What's the story behind the chicken and waffles combination in Harlem? Well, Harlem has a lot of history, such as Apollo, Cotton Club. In the 1930s, a lot of dancing, swinging, a lot of rich history, black history in Harlem. Well, Dickie Wells in 1938 opened up the first soul joint that served chicken and waffles. But what made Dickie Wells serve chicken and waffles? So first you would need a little bit of Dickie Wells' background. He was a street tap dancer known as Mr. Harlem, a Harlem playboy, which you can call a gigolo. Claimed his way to celebrity and fame and was really famous with the ladies. Now, when he got into money, he opened up a club. At this nightclub, they had a lot of stripping, dancing, and when it gets late in a nightclub and you're trying to feed somebody, you don't know if you want to give them chicken, you don't know if you want to give them waffles, all type of late hours, and that's how the recipe was created. A lot of jazz, a lot of tap dancing, just 1930s Harlem. Now the spot opened up in 1938. There's also another Dickie Wells that was a strip club, so it could be confusing. Now Dickie Wells' life was cut short and he passed away from a drug overdose in 1941, so he didn't live very long. Now the strip club Dickie Wells opened in 1938 along with his club, which converted to a full soul food restaurant because the chicken and waffles thing got so popular in Harlem and began to spread with other restaurants all through Harlem. Now this restaurant ended up closing in 1982, so it was open for a long time. And by that time, the Harlem chicken and waffle effect had bloomed everywhere. And Hurb Hudson decided to take it to Los Angeles in 1975. Now, Hurb Hudson's is the biggest chain of chicken and waffles, which made it pretty much go global to this day. Now, that's the story of chicken and waffles. Now, Harlem has a lot of history, from the Apollo to the Globetrotters. It's just so much when you look at early day Harlem to modern day Harlem, with a lot of blacks just starting businesses. You have the rapper Cameron Killer Cam, who is actually the nephew of Hurb Hudson. So there's a lot of connections when it comes to Harlem and just rich black history. So I wanted to kind of venture off a little bit into Harlem outside of Hurb Hudson and give a story on Harlem. Now, if you guys want me to do more Harlem videos or dive deeper into this Harlem thing, I will. But back to Roscoe's. They had bankruptcy in for 27 million, which was cleared up. They were opening a San Diego chain, which was put on hold because of the bankruptcy. But now modern day Harlem is doing what? I'm sorry, Roscoe's is doing well. It's still serving up those chicken and waffles. Everybody loves it, and that San Diego location should be opening soon. Now, they haven't spread across the country, state to state, like a lot of these other franchises have. And that might be the reason why Roscoe's is still so legendary. It's just around Hollywood. Um, Harlem has enough chicken and waffle places where I always wondered why there's no Roscoe's in Harlem. But if you look into Harlem, they have over 15 chicken and waffle spots. That's where it comes from. And I think they're well off. Now, if Roscoe's ever did open there, I'm sure it would do well. So closing this video out, like I said, I might dive more into Harlem. I don't know. Leave in the comments if you guys think that'd be a good idea. There's so many different areas I can hit in Harlem, as far as entrepreneurship and businesses and black businesses, even just culture, dancing, tap dancing. So just let me know if you guys think that's a great idea. Now, this is a lot connected to the Fat Burger video I did. It's kind of got the same connection. She was just South Central California, and it kind of took off. You guys can check that video out in the description if you haven't seen it. But I'm going to close this off with just modern day Harlem. Even Harlem shaking to this day. From tap dancing to jazz to nightclubs, just that history, even to this day, you still have Apollo, you still have Harlem shaking. They're still refreshing and they're still making new things into the culture. So I just think Harlem is really important. Even though this video wasn't based on Harlem, I wanted to give it a lot of attention. So closing this video out, what do you guys think? I think Hurb Hudson did a great job. I think moving to Los Angeles was a good move. And I think that the fact that he kept it in Southern California and didn't go too far, maybe San Diego opening, it's kind of the farthest out, but it's only really an hour or so from Los Angeles. I think that's a great thing. I think sometimes when you keep it kind of classic and keep it simple, don't change your recipe, it makes it just richer in history versus spreading around the country. Now, franchising and spreading around the country, you can probably make a lot of money, but you'll lose a lot of your culture. You'll lose a lot of that feeling people get when they go there. If you come to Hollywood, you want to go to Roscoe's. And I'm sure if you go to Harlem, you want to go to a chicken and waffle spot that's famous out there. I heard a spot named Sylvia's is really famous out there. So every state and every spot has their own, their own thing. And I think Fat Burger spreading out that kind of, took away from it in a way. And a lot of these other franchises, like the McDonald's video I did. So I think that Roscoe's is in a good spot. Hurb Hudson did a great job, and a lot of people, not enough people, know his story of him franchising Roscoe's and spreading it all over California, Hollywood like that. So I wanted to bring that story out, and I also wanted to bring Harlem and how this thing kind of took off and started. I didn't dive deep into the story of Dickie Wells. But I can touch on that. If you guys want another Harlem video, I can kind of give more details of some of these Harlem stories. So I'm going to close this video out. Remember to love life, cherish life, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. Peace.